Welcome to At Home Jackson. Today we're joined with the Heather Herndon team from Howard Hanna Real Estate. Heather, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes,
it's really great to see you.
Yeah, it's always great to see you. You have an incredible background in real estate, which I've been part of because I was part of your team before.
Yes.
Yes. So I know how hard you work, and I really appreciate everything you do for your buyers and sellers. You're just amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, but you also have an incredible team.
I do, and we couldn't do what we do without everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background in real estate, and then we'll introduce your team.
Okay. I started in real estate in 2005. Market was just peaking at that time and then steadily declined, and we went into one of the worst real estate crashes. And I never really knew any different. So a lot of the systems that we implemented, we really had to think outside the box, how to market properties. At that time, properties were on the market for an average of 180 to 187 days. So a lot different than what it's been the last 5 years.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've always said that you really credit all the things that you do in terms of your systems to starting in that really rough market and learning from that, and that does make sense.
It does. I learned a lot. And when you're working with sellers for such a long period of time, or buyers have so many choices, and trying to narrow it down, we would be showing them 30 to 40 houses.
Right.
Before they chose one, because there was so much inventory. Now we are in a market where there's hardly any inventory,
right?
So it's a lot different. But yeah, you develop really close relationships with your clients,
right?
When you're
and like you said, you come up with some out-of-the-box ideas when you're listing a home that's going to be on the market for a long time. You really have to be creative,
right? And that's helped us to implement systems that we still use today, and we're constantly updating, modifying, changing with the times, and
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's great. Let's meet some of your team.
Sure. We've got Terry Daniels.
Hi, I'm Terry Daniels. And I actually got started with Heather. Well, we've been friends forever, so we met like 20 years ago and just hit it off. Yeah. And then I worked with Heather a little bit, I think in like 2007, 2008 for just a minute. Mm-hmm. And then came back with her in January of 2016, got licensed, and life's been full of blessings since then. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm Kelly Talbert. I've been licensed as long as Heather, in 2005. I've been with the team for 3 years, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm Anna Phelps. I have been with Heather for probably roughly about 5 years. I did admin work in the beginning, and I got licensed in 2020.
I'm Allison Kelly. I'm Heather's administrative assistant. I just do a lot of the, behind the scenes processing, and I started in October.
The glue for the whole team.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm Ruth Gundy. I've been licensed since 2013. I've been with Heather since 2016. It's been a blessing ever since. Just the learning and the knowledge that you gain from Heather is just phenomenal.
Yes, I completely agree. And what I love about your team that's a little unique to some teams is that you really work as a team. You're not individual realtors that just say you're a team. You're really serving your clients as a team.
Right. We treat all of our clients, we're always helping each other out and working together. And that has been such a blessing. A lot of our clients I think they really enjoy that, we can't always be available, but they know all of us. We have a lot of clients that still stop in and visit and see who's in the office and catch up, and you just become friends. Yeah. But if Ruth's, got something with her children at school, Anna's available, or Kelly, or Terry, or me, and we're all willing to help each other, help our clients, achieve. And in the market, it's been nice the last few years where the inventory is so low, and we know what all of our buyers are looking for. So, and even just last week, we have a gal looking for a condo, main level condo, and Terry saw it hit at 6:30 in the morning and reached out to Ruth, and Ruth got the appointment scheduled, and she hadn't even seen it yet, getting kids off to school. And so she's called the client, got him in, and we got the offer accepted. And, that's the kind of thing that, helps us because we're always watching out for what our clients are looking for.
Right, right. And then you're able to accommodate everyone's schedule because buyers and sellers all
Right.
have different work schedules,
Right.
and family schedules, and it's just easier to accommodate them that way.
It is, and they feel comfortable. They're so thankful. You know, I think that they know that we're all on their side.
Right, right. Well, let's talk about that. You served a lot of families last year. Remind me of what it was.
171.
171 families. That's amazing. That's a lot of people to help buy and sell a home in 1 year, especially in the market that we've had. Yeah, that's absolutely incredible.
But I really credit the team for, you know, all working together because we
Right.
had to get the buyers in as quickly as possible and navigating, you know, multiple offers on listings that I had. You know, it was a really busy couple of years.
Right, right. And that's where those systems come in really handy.
Right.
You guys have a checklist for everything. You just don't let anything fall through the cracks.
No,
Yeah.
we develop those, we refine them. Allison has them. We have checklists for everybody from a buyer for a seller when it's first listed, when it goes under contract, a closing checklist, and those. I mean, we can't get complacent because we would forget something, and there's so many parts that have to be addressed.
Right, right. Which is something sometimes buyers and sellers don't realize. There's so much behind the scenes that you're doing.
That's going on, right?
Yeah, and I think your just absolute positive attitude really helps too. I love your outlook on our current market. Why don't you share with us some of your insights on where we're at now and maybe where we're going?
Sure. Well, after going through a real strong seller's market, COVID really, everybody kind of pivoted, and the market had started to really improve in 2016, and then it just continued to go up. And then when COVID happened and we all shut down, none of us were sure really what the future held, you know, so we did a lot of talking through that time and encouraging each other and staying in contact with our sellers. But once realtors were able to go back to work in May of 2020, it just took off from there. You know, it changed how people wanted to live. It changed where they wanted to live. You see more multi-generational families moving in together, senior parents, adult children. Just a lot of different things, but it changed where people wanted to be. Some people wanted to be closer to town where they could walk places. Other people, you know, go to parks, and other people wanted to be out in the country with no neighbors. So it opened up a lot of doors that way. But what happened was the interest rates were so low that it caused, it was wild. It just made the market
perfect storm.
It was a perfect storm.
Yes.
And but now we've come to a normal market. It's stable. The interest rates are up, but they're hovering between around 6% right now, as of Thursday. You know, so you're anywhere 6 to 6.5 right at the moment, but they're 6 currently. And truly, historically, many of us bought homes when that was a normal interest rate. So we've been with a decade of low interest rates from, you know, 4.5. I remember being excited when we were, you know, when the interest rate hit 4.5, and then it went to 4 and 4.25. And so when you were getting 2.5% interest rates, people were really taking advantage of that. And it did drive prices up. So the builders, you know, when the market was so bad, they didn't continue building. And so we had a real shortage of inventory, and we still do. We have about 1.7 months worth of inventory right now in Jackson County, which still is not a lot. A buyer's market, they typically say, is about 4.5%, 5%, or 5 months of inventory. 4.5 or 5 months of inventory is a buyer's market. So 1.7, we're still in a seller's market, but it's caused some buyers to just pull back. But historically, between Thanksgiving and New Year's and really until the 3rd, 4th week of January, it's a quiet time in real estate. Things tend to perk up. There's something magical about March, and then of course spring and summer. What we're seeing is not a crash. It's just a stable market.
Things are just stabilizing, and interest rates aren't unreasonable. They're just coming back to a little bit normal. They're still pretty low.
And back, I mean, thinking about, you know, my first house at 6.5 or 7%, and then refinancing when the rates went lower. You know, a lot of the lenders have used the term date the rate, where you'll pay the higher now, but you know, talk to your lender. There's so many programs out there, and we have so many great lenders in Jackson County.
We do. We have great local lenders.
One of the benefits of being, I think, in a small community is you just really know everybody. And so reach out if you need some recommendations. We're happy to share.
Right.